So as Facebook starts up, hi, thank you. Come on back in the room. Sorry about that. Let's go back to our Swatch case. So I was saying that Apple sued Swatch for using tick different. And the judge was basically like, nobody's going to confuse tick different for think different. So when you are thinking about trademark infringement, you have to ask yourself, will somebody, a reasonable person in the marketplace, confuse this product for my product, right? So if Swatch started using the phrase think different instead of tick different, yeah, it's a little more. But on top of the fact that there wouldn't be any confusion, the judge said your phrase just isn't well known enough for people for it to be confused. So you're going to have to prove that you have that clout, that it's yours. All right. Okay. So next case we are talking about, guys. Oh, do I have any Ariana Grande fans in the house? If you have ever heard of Ariana Grande, I want you to give me a 1. Okay, and while you give me a 1, this is going to be a very quick blurb, but I want to, this is a really cool case, I think, because if you've watched me for any length of time, welcome back, Nicole. I'm sorry, my tablet, the internet here is, I'm using my hotspot. So if you remember, a few months ago, I talked about a case where J-Lo was being sued by a photographer for posting a picture that he took on her and posting it on her Instagram, right? Thank you for the 1, Nicole. Okay. All right. So that was J-Lo. Now, Ariana Grande has turned it around. Ariana Grande is now requiring that any paparazzi who take pictures at her events have to hand over full copyright. So what she's saying is, if you take a picture at my show, you basically have to give me the rights to your photo. The reason why she's saying this is that because people will take pictures of her at her events, at her shows, and then they will create merchandise and sell it with her face on it. Which, again, like, that's infringement. You can't just take my picture and put it on your stuff and sell it. So I think that this is a genius idea. I don't know if she's going to be able to enforce it. But we'll see. I think this is an interesting case of turning it back on the paparazzi, because what you're basically saying is you took my picture and are now selling it, and and you don't want to give me any credit for it. Okay. And I just don't think that's right. Conversely, if any of you have heard of Gigi Hadid, she is a famous model. She is being sued by a paparazzi for exactly what J-Lo did. The paparazzi said that they took a photo and Gigi Hadid put it on her Instagram. So, who owns the rights to Gigi Hadid's face, right? Who is the one, like, yes, you took the photo, but what is the focus of the photo? Is the focus of the photo effects, or is it Gigi? Could this put paparazzi out of business? I don't think so, because like literally so Nicole asked if this could put paparazzi out of business. This would only happen if literally every artist was like, any paparazzi that comes to my show, you must hand over copyright, right? But then it's like, how are you going to catch everybody? Because they're not going to turn themselves in. So even if they try to enforce this rule, it's going to be very hard, because first of all, do you know how many paparazzi there are in the world? How are you going to catch them? How are you going to enforce this? All right. So in the world of social media and photos being swiped, this is becoming a bigger and bigger problem of who owns a picture, who can post it, right? So be careful when you're reposting these celebrity photos, guys. All right. Next case, we are talking about my friends. How many of you guys have heard, Nicole said, that's what I mean if the industry follows suit. Nicole, even if the industry follows suit, because I liken it kind of to streaming or, pirating movies and things like that. Yeah, it's getting, there are different ways to combat it, but people still find a way around it. People are clever. They're going to find a way around this. And essentially, they're asking paparazzi to self-report. If you think about it in this way, if you go on Etsy You have a lot of Etsy sellers that are selling knockoff designer goods, right? However, a lot of them, they don't get taken down unless somebody reports them. So let's say there are 400 paparazzi, just a round number. Let's say there are 400 paparazzi in the world. Do you really think you're going to be able to go after all 400 paparazzi for every picture that they have ever taken of you and, you know, make sure that they didn't make any money off of it? How are you going to enforce that? Right? Okay. Okay. So next case we are talking about I want to know if you have ever heard of Under Armour. I want you to give me a U in the comments. Okay. If you have ever heard of Under Armour, if you are a person who exercises at all or pays attention to sports, I should see a U in there. So while that is happening, all right. So here is what's happening with Under Armour. They are suing a main company. Thank you for the thumbs up. They are suing a main company named Cascade Armory. Do you know why they are suing Cascade Armory? They're suing them because they said that Nicole, you're funny. Under Armour is suing Cascade Armory for using the word armory in their name, which I think is dumb. Cascade Armory makes outerwear materials like coats and hats and things like that. Under Armour makes performance gear. Under Armour is suing Cascade Armory saying that somebody is going to, confuse Cascade Armory for Under Armour. And I just think that's ridiculous. They're not spelled the same way. The first words aren't the same. The designs aren't the same. I really want to encourage you guys. I want you to Google Cascade Armory logo and then Google the Under Armour logo. And I want you to ask yourself, would anybody mistake these two logos for each other? Okay, so Under Armour, I just really feel like they're overreaching and they're trying to be trademark bullies, because that is a thing in the trademark world where people will try to, keep people from having business and just corner the market by using their money to file suits against anybody even remotely associated with, something close to their brand. So like Monster will sue any and everybody who uses an M in their logo, which is crazy because you don't have a trademark on the word M. I mean, on the letter M. Okay. So that the case of Cascade Armory versus Under Armour still remains to be resolved. I think that Under Armour is going to lose because no one in their right mind is going to confuse Cascade Armory for Under Armour. All right. Okay. Let me take a little break. I know that we've got a couple people in the room. Nicole is here. I think Brandon's still here, or King MGM. One of you guys is still here. Thank you guys again for popping in. I know that I am on late. Again, I'm on vacation in Florida, but I'm still out here giving y'all these stories. I just needed to get away for a little bit. But I'm a person of my word. I said I'm going to do this every Thursday, so I'm doing it every Thursday. If you don't know who I am, I'm Natalie Pierre-Lewis. I own NPL Consulting LLC, a business formation firm where I help you get your business paperwork together. If you want to know what that means, go to the link in my bio, linktree/NPL Consulting Firm, linktree/NPL Consulting Firm, linktree/NPL Consulting Firm, and go check out some of the stuff I do. I think you're going to be quite impressed. All right. So next story we are talking about, guys. Mercedes is being sued by a bunch of artists. Okay. So apparently Mercedes posted a bunch of pictures of their new G500 model, right? And in the background of these posts on Instagram were artist murals, and so it's like if you're driving through a place and you see a wall mural and then like the truck is in front. Mercedes had permits to take these pictures. They got them from the city of Detroit, right? So the artists who created these murals, they threatened to sue Mercedes if they didn't give them some money for having these murals in the pictures. So Mercedes said, well, we'll just take them down, right? But the artist still said, well, we're still going to sue you. We want some money. And Mercedes is like, well, y'all just trying to extort us and we're not going to do it. And they're saying, we removed the post, but even if we didn't, it's fair use. It's not like your murals were not the point of these posts. The point of the post was the car. Your mural was not even in the forefront. It was in the background at an angle. No one was focusing on your mural. It was just kind of like background stuff. So that is Mercedes' argument. So I want to know, what do you guys think? Do you think that if somebody's artwork shows up in an advertisement by accident, so I'm not going to say by accident. They probably chose the location because it was a great spot. However, they had the permits from the city. The city said, you can do this. So what do you think, if anything, the artists whose work appeared in these posts should get? Do you think that they are owed any money from Mercedes? Nicole, you think that Mercedes owes these artists any money? I'll let Nicole answer. Oh, who just came in? Okay. So while you guys decide whether Mercedes owes these artists any money, I'm going to move on to the next case of the Women's March. Now, I'm sure many of you have heard of the Women's March. Someone tried to trademark the phrase Women's March, right? And someone tried to trademark the phrase Women's March. But there was such a pushback from the community because they said that trying to trademark that phrase was just anti-activist work. If you are familiar with the Women's March, it happens every year and they go to, protest anything and everything that is, happening negatively to women around the world. And someone tried to trademark the phrase Women's March. Now, for me, right off the bat, I'm like, I really don't think you can trademark Women's March because I feel like it's a common phrase. Like, I could have a Women's March right now. I could get 4 or 5 of my friends. We doing a Women's March down the street. That's my opinion, all right? However, because there was such a pushback from the activist community, the people who were trying to trademark Women's March have dropped the trademark application because they're saying that it's taking away from the good work that they are doing, okay? So, no room for trademarks and activism. Next case we are talking about is my fave, Amazon versus Williams-Sonoma. If you guys remember, a few weeks ago, I talked about how Williams-Sonoma was suing Amazon for having fake Williams-Sonoma products on their site, okay? And they were saying that it was going to create confusion in the marketplace, that people were going to think that Amazon was a genuine seller of Williams-Sonoma products, which they are not. Now, the judge in this case said, well, I order from Amazon all the time, and it is clear to me that Amazon and Williams-Sonoma are not associated with each other. However, she said because on the site it says Amazon's official site and there is use of the phrase by Williams-Sonoma, that there could be confusion in the marketplace. So they're still going to go ahead and hear this case. And I will update you guys as I get an answer. All right. Next case we are talking about is Stella McCartney winning a trademark for the phrase fur, free fur. Okay. So if you don't know the background, that's cool. If you don't know the background, Stella McCartney, I believe she was married to Paul McCartney. Whatever. Anyway, Stella McCartney is like, big into animal activism, and she has a line of fake fur wear, right? And the phrase that she uses on these items is fur, free fur. And she filed for a trademark for the phrase fur, free fur. The USPTO first denied her application because they said that fur, free fur was just a description and you can't trademark a description. However, Stella McCartney appealed because she said there was a deeper meaning to the phrase fur, free fur, and that it was a paradox and not descriptive, because in the phrase fur, free fur, the first fur refers to real animal pelt, and the second fur after free refers to imitation fur, okay? And somehow Stella McCartney must have some, blow you out the water lawyers, because she won the trademark for it. Yes, that is brilliant. She has some amazing lawyers. So Stella McCartney got a trademark for fur free fur, guys. Okay. Oh, last case that we are talking about. All right. So we all know that cannabis is federally illegal in the United States, right? However, it is legal in Canada. And there is a company in Canada that trademarked the term cannabis IT in a box. And it is a mobile, it's a Canadian company, and it's a mobile IT firm, and they help dispensaries set up their infrastructure. Oh, Mercedes should pay up. Okay. You know what? That's a good argument. That's a very good argument. But Mercedes took the pictures down. As soon as they said, we're going to sue you, they took the pictures down. So what do you think about that? Sister. Hey, Versha Lewis. All right. Okay, so let's get back to cannabis IT in a box. So we all know cannabis is legal in Canada, right? So in Canada, there is a company called Cannabis IT in a Box, or they trademarked the phrase Cannabis IT in a Box. And it's basically a mobile IT firm, and they help dispensaries set up their, technical infrastructure. However, now this company is now moving into the United States, and they're going into Arizona, where again, cannabis is legal at the state level. So they're applying for a trademark in Arizona for cannabis IT in a box. Now remember, I said that when you have trademarks, you have state trademarks, you have federal trademarks, and you have international trademarks. So this is a case of, a foreign trademark now coming into the United States and trying to expand their brand. But they can only do it on the state level because cannabis is not federally legal. So they're going to have to file for an Arizona state trademark. Oh, look up cannabis IT in a box. Cannabis IT in a box, okay? Yes. Okay. Yes. So that was the last story that we're covering. Again, guys, thank you for sticking with me. I know I had a little bit of technical difficulty on Facebook. I'm not at home, so it's a little different. Thank you for sticking with me. If you are interested in any of my services, please go to the link in my bio, linktree/NPL Consulting Firm, linktree/NPL Consulting Firm, linktree/NPL Consulting Firm. And if you have any questions or comments about the stories that I talked about, but you don't want to, put them up here, please email me and let me know, and I will respond to it in Chat with Nat, which I have on Tuesdays. And you can email me at nplconsultingfirm@gmail.com, nplconsultingfirm@gmail.com, nplconsultingfirm@gmail.com. Guys, I missed it. My phone rang. What is the company? Versha, what company are you talking about? While Versha gives us her answer, I want to let you guys know that this is something that I do every Thursday. I really enjoy talking about these stories. If you want to submit some to me, let me know, because I can't catch every story. So if you find a story that you have questions on, you have comments on, you want me to clarify, send it to me. I want to talk about it with you guys. That's what I'm here for. Versha, I'm still waiting for her answer. Thank you so much for the likes and the thumbs up, Nicole, and Versha, and that Brandon guy. You guys have been great. Versha, if you didn't hear the name of the company, maybe just go back and watch the video, because I'm not sure which company you're talking about. But if you're interested in my company, NPL Consulting Firm, please go to, for the Canada okay, so the company their trademark phrase was called Cannabis IT in a Box. And the point of the company was to help dispensaries set up their IT infrastructure. So Cannabis IT in a Box. I want you to Google that, okay? But yes.